All right, well, I heard from several people that I needed to look at Sunday's Clues by Sam. I missed this one over the weekend. I didn't have time to solve it. So let's see. This one's supposed to be hard difficulty. So let's see how we do. Tyler is one of 11 criminals on the edges. Okay, so Tyler's a criminal. There's 11 of them on the edges. That's obviously not going to be helpful yet, although there's what, 8, 11, 14 total around the edges. So, there's only 5 innocents, I guess, or no, 3 innocents. I know how to do math. Each row has at least 3 criminals. Okay, well, row 3 obviously has to have 3 criminals, so obviously the rest of them have to be criminals. There we go. Okay, good. I'm going to leave that for now because we need to know that all the rows. It's not just that row. Okay, good job, Tyler. You got us all caught. Yeah, way to go, Tyler. Uh, Uma is one of 3 criminals in column A. Let's go with that. There's 3, so Alex, Flora, and Olivia have 1 more criminal among them. Now we know there's only 3 innocents around the edges, right? Let's see. Do that math again. There's 10, 12, 14 total around the edges, and we know there's 11 criminals on the edges. So 14 minus 11 is 3. There's only 3 innocents, and 2 of them have to be in this column A. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Anyways, how nice of you, Noah. Yep. So they're all getting mad at the ones that are revealing them. Okay, Eli and Olivia have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Eli and Olivia have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Well, Olivia can only have at most 2. But I don't know what that tells me yet. Each row has at least 3 criminals. Uma is one of 3 criminals in column A. Oh, okay, so here's the thing. We know there's 2 innocents in this first column, so there's only 1 other innocent on the edge. And so Eli can have at most 1 between Donald and Ivan. So Eli could have at most 2. But for Eli to have 2, Donald or Ivan would have to be innocent. And for Olivia to have 2, Vicky would have to be innocent. But we can only have 1 more innocent on an edge. So actually, they can't have 2. They can have at most 1. If Eli has 1, but it could be Henry and Rose. That would be okay. But they can't have Donald. If Eli has Donald or Ivan, then Olivia can't have Vicky. And if Olivia has Vicky, then Eli can't have Donald or Ivan. But they could also have none. But each row has at least 3 criminals. Is that helpful? Which means each row can only have at most 1 innocent. So Henry and Ivan can't both be innocent, but we already said that there could only be 1 among these 3 anyways. So the fact that there's 2 innocents in the first column and each row can only have at most 1 innocent means that whichever 2 are innocent, the rest of their row has to be criminal. Is that helpful? There's going to be a lot of criminals in the grid. I know that. On the edges. So there's 2 over here. There's 1 more. And it can't be, the 1 more on the edge can't be in the same row as the 2 in this column, right? Because if let's say it's Alex and Flora are innocent, their rows have to be criminals all the way across. So, but it could be Olivia and then Flora or Alex, and you could still have Eli or Ivan being innocent. Or Donald. If Flora and Olivia were the 2 innocents, Donald could be innocent still, potentially. Okay, so the only way Donald, Henry, or Ivan can be innocent is if Alex or Flora is a criminal. Because remember, we said if the innocent in the first column makes criminals the rest of the way across. So the only way one of these three is innocent is if Alex or Flora is a criminal. In which case, Olivia is innocent, and Rose will be a criminal. So the only way Olivia could have an innocent is if Vicky is innocent. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so that yep, let me go through that again. So Olivia and Eli have to have the same number of innocents. Okay, for them to have even one innocent, Donald, Henry, or Ivan will have to be innocent. Obviously, for Eli to have one innocent neighbor, one of those three would have to be the innocent because it's the neighbors, right? For one of them to be innocent, it forces, because you can only have at most one innocent in a row, it forces Alex or Flora to be a criminal, right? If one of these three is innocent, Alex or Flora is a criminal. But we have two innocents in this first column. So if Alex or Flora is a criminal, Olivia will be innocent, which then forces Rose to be a criminal. And so either they have one innocent and it's Vicky, or they have no innocents. Either way, Rose is a criminal. There we go. Now that is interesting. Okay. What would I'm gonna get rid of these colors. I don't want to confuse myself. What would the nice detective do without all your help? Yep, there we go. Okay, so if there's an innocent, it's Vicky and one of these. Otherwise, they're all criminals. But if it's Vicky, it can't be Donald and Ivan because there's only one more innocent around the edges that's not in this first column. So it can't be Donald or Ivan because then it would be, so Donald and Ivan are both criminals. And Henry and Vicky are the same. They are the same. They're both criminals or they're both innocents. That's how it's done. No secrets today. All right. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Janet. Janet has an odd number of criminals. We've got two already. Flora or Olivia has to be innocent. We know that because there's two innocents in this column over here. So at least one of them has to be innocent. They could both be innocent, but at least one of them has to be innocent. So 1, 2. We either have none from there and Gus is a criminal, or we have one criminal there and Gus is innocent. Okay. Is that helpful? I'm trying to think. Okay, so we're good there because Vicky and Henry. Okay, so if Flora and Olivia are both innocent, Gus will be a criminal to give Janet an odd number. But if Flora is innocent, Gus is a criminal. So that's not too surprising. If one of them is innocent, if Alex is innocent, effectively, then Flora and Olivia are one of each. And then Gus will have to be innocent, which means Flora would have to be a criminal. So either Flora and Olivia are the two innocents, or, yeah, okay, so this is the way to look at it. Let's say, so we know there's two innocents over here. Could Olivia be the criminal? Could Alex and Flora be the innocents and Olivia the criminal? Well, if Olivia's a criminal, Janet has an odd number, Flora's an innocent, Gus, therefore, also has to be innocent to make Janet have an odd number. But Flora and Gus can't both be innocent because you can't have two innocents in the same row. So Olivia cannot be the one criminal in the column. So Olivia is innocent. There we go. I'm not sure what to think of the atmosphere here. Okay, so we know that Alex and Flora are one of each. Okay, we're just going to remember that. It's fine. Henry and Vicky are the same. Alex and Flora are one of each. We're just going to use our brains. Remember that. Okay. So in fact, let's do that. We'll do two different colors. I don't know how the colors match up with Henry and Vicky. That's why I don't. Otherwise, I'd make one of them yellow. But okay, so we've got an odd number of criminals neighboring Janet. 1, 2. Oh, so Flora and Gus are one of each, right? Because we've got two. They need to have an odd number. Yeah. So Flora and Gus are one of each, which means one of them is innocent, and that's the one innocent we can have in the row. So Henry is a criminal. Vicky is a criminal. How lovely to be recognized. Getting caught. Best thing in the world. Okay, well, some of them are upset and some of them are happy about getting caught. All right, whatever. So Flora and Gus are one of each, which then means, and Alex and Flora are one of each. So now we've got same color as the same, same, I don't know, innocentness, I guess. Criminality. Oh, and we've got one innocent here. So Sue has to be a criminal. Only one person in column B has exactly 5 criminal neighbors. One person in column B has exactly 5 criminal neighbors. Well, Rose has 5 right now. Zavi could be innocent. Kumar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kumar's gonna have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kumar's gonna have 5, so Rose can't have 5. So Zavi has to be a criminal. I wish I could get caught every day. Okay. We can. I think we can accommodate you. Okay, we've got this. We've got. I'm just gonna remember that. So one person column B has exactly. Okay, so we need to look at the other ones. Does Gus have 1, 2, 3, 4? Gus can't have exactly 5. But Gus has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This Alex and Flora are one of each, so that's the 5th. So Celia has to be a criminal. Okay. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring me. Odd number of innocents. So we know Alex and Gus are the same. So if those two are innocent, there will be 2 innocents neighboring Celia, which is an even number. So Flora has to be the innocent. Gus and Alex are criminals. All these great clues make me all warm and fuzzy inside. Me too, Gus. Finally, I thought it'd never be my turn. Exactly. One innocent in column D is neighboring Donald. Now we know that these are one of each, by the way, because we know there's one more innocent around the edge. Exactly. One innocent in column D is neighboring Donald, which has to be Eli. At first I wasn't sure, but I think I like this new attitude. Now let's just double check. We need 11 criminals on the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Zoe will be the 11th. Best day of my life. High five, everyone. Good clues. There we go. All right. Well, it was a little bit tricky, especially early on. We just didn't have a lot of clues, not much to go on, but so many criminals in the grid. It's pretty interesting. That might be, I don't know, that might be the most I've seen of one or the other being the same in the grid, but let me know if you've seen more, and of course how your solve of this puzzle went a couple days ago, if you did it. I'll leave a link in the description, by the way. I probably should have said it at the beginning, but leave a link in the description to this one. So, now that you're done watching it, I guess you can go back and solve it. I don't know. Anyways, there you go. Let me know how your solve went, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more.